you're all set.
Great, thank you, Alex. Let's call the Public Works and Utilities Committee meeting for January 24th, 2022 to order. Could we have a roll call, please, Ms. Diaz?
Councilwoman Romero Worth,
I'm here.
Councilor Michael Garcia,
Present.
Councilwoman Chavez,
Here.
Councilor Lee Garcia,
Here.
and Chairman Rivera.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next, approval of the agenda. Any changes from staff?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Yes, staff would like to pull item 7A. It has not completed all of its reviews and it'll be back when it has.
Item 7A, okay. All right.
I don't think that's the one you want to pull.
I think it is. I'm not pulling the banners.
Oh, okay, great.
All right, so anything else besides 7A?
No, Mr. Chair, thank you.
All right, wishes of the committee
Move to approve.
as amended?
Yes.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
The motion for approval is amended by Councilwoman Romero Worth, second by Councilwoman Chavez. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please, Ms. Diaz.
Councilwoman Romero Worth,
Yes.
Councilor Michael Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Chavez,
Yes.
Councilor Lee Garcia,
Yes.
and Chairman Rivera.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Next, approval of the consent agenda. Are there any changes from staff?
No other changes, Mr. Chair.
Anything committee members would like to pull? Okay, what are the wishes of the committee?
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion for approval by Councilor Michael Garcia and a second by Councilwoman Chavez for approval of the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please, Ms. Diaz.
Councilwoman Romero Worth,
Yes.
Councilor Michael Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Chavez,
Yes.
Councilor Lee Garcia,
Yes.
and Chairman Rivera.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Ms. Diaz. Next, we're on to item 5, approval of the minutes from January 10th, 2022. Any changes from staff?
No changes, Mr. Chair.
Anything from the committee? Wishes of the committee?
Move to approve. Lee Garcia.
Second.
A
M.
motion motion for approval by Councilor Lee Garcia, second by Councilor Michael Garcia. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please, Ms. Diaz.
Councilwoman Romero Worth,
Yes.
Councilor Michael Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Chavez,
Yes.
Councilor Lee Garcia,
Yes.
and Chairman Rivera.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. On to item 6, presentations, the streetlight LED conversion project report. Ms. Wheeler.
Thank you, Chairman. The latest installment of the LED project report is in the packet and we're available for questions.
Thank you. Any questions from councilors regarding that LED project? See none. Have there been, sorry, Ms. Wheeler, have there been any posted, what's it called? I just lost the word. Views of the LED project from above. What's the, I don't know how to do that.
Flyovers.
Yeah. Have there been any of those posted on the website?
Thank you so much for the question, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Cheyenne Ernst is here from Dalkia, who's the project manager on Dalkia for our project. And I wanted to give you all a piece of good news that Cheyenne has actually relocated to New Mexico so that she can support our streetlights better full time. And they've also hired a new director, assistant director of operations in their Albuquerque office to really increase their staff to support our streetlights. And so we're really excited to have these two new fantastic employees from Dalkia join our beautiful state and be here to support our city. And Cheyenne can give you an update on the flyovers, Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Wheeler. Yes, I'm super excited to finally be permanently in New Mexico. Regarding the flyovers for the project, we are in the process of capturing after footage for segment 3, and then the video for segment 3, which is sort of the southeast part of town, will be available on the website within the next couple of weeks in a similar fashion to the segment 1 video. We're still working in segment 4 right now, and we also are still working in segment 2 due to a couple of material delays. But as soon as those areas are complete, we'll have our drone pilot go back out to capture that footage, and then all 4 segments will be available on the website, hopefully sometime in March. But segment 3 is going to be coming in the next couple of weeks, and then depending on the material that we're waiting on for segment 2, segment 4 may be available first, because we anticipate finishing that within the next couple of weeks as well.
All right, thank you. Can you let all the members of the committee know when those are up and available for viewing? And also, do you have an update on P&M's progress with their lighting project?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Oh, members of the committee. So we do meet as a project team twice a week, actually. I meet once a week with Dalkia and once a week with P&M, a massive group there. P&M is working hard to get approval to install the equipment that was designated in the City of Santa Fe community guided lighting design. We did select some fixtures that are not already on their approved list of approved alternatives. It's making good progress. They believe they understand that they will be happy to use the type of equipment. Now they're validating which vendors they will use. They're checking their network security issues, but they're working their way through that process. I think within the next month, we should have internal approval from P&M, at which time they'll give us the go ahead to start working on an amendment to their conversion contract to incorporate that equipment that we selected into their contract, and then they could start work on that. So we're still probably a few months away from them starting, but working through the process well.
And just so the public knows, they have to go through a more stringent project than what we had to. Is that correct?
That's correct, Chairman. P&M is a publicly regulated utility. Everything they do is approved by the PRC, and that equipment that we selected was not on the PRC approved list of equipment. But thank you so much to the governing body for your really vision here in dark sky protection and comfort of LED lighting, because what we are working through here will serve many communities in New Mexico to convert their energy inefficient lights to dark sky protective energy efficient LEDs.
Great, thank you, Ms. Wheeler. Thank you, Ms. Ernst, for being here, and welcome to the state. Any other questions, Councilor Lee Garcia?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just have a question. Where can somebody go to see the progress of this? I mean, is there a website? Can we go to the city? Do we go to P&M? I mean, when constituents are asking, am I going to be involved in this in my area? Where can people go to see where these changes are taking place and what the progress is on the total project?
Thank you, Chairman and Councilor Lee Garcia. Yes, there's SantaFeLED.com is the project website. It's also where people can enter requests for shielding. We're accepting any of their feedback at all. There's a feedback form there. And we're including all of the feedback and requests that we get in these reports that you're getting at every meeting. Every street light in the city will be touched. There's a few places where they're privately owned street lights. And eventually we're gonna try to get those too, but just about every streetlight will be touched, and there's a map that you can really drill into, and it shows the dots and what kind of light will be there and who owns it. And so that's all available on the website.
Thank you.
Councillor Michael Garcia.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a quick question, I guess, for clarification. Because if I recall during the whole approval process, we had a different equipment that was requested from the community. And the big hangup was that we couldn't approve what they were requesting because it wasn't approved by PNM. And that was the big, we can't move forward with that because PNM hasn't approved it. And going through the approval process through PNM could take months, if not years. And to hear that we selected equipment that a PNM didn't approve, and it's not taking the exaggerated time frame that was told to the community back last year when we were going through this process, is a bit frustrating, I think. So how is it that the governing body was told the equipment was approved by PNM, but now we're finding out it wasn't, and that's what's delaying PNM's installation? Can you help clarify that for me and for the public? Just because I have had some concern written to me from the constituents saying, hey, look, told us this, but that's not what's happening in practice. So if we can get some clarification, that'd be great.
Certainly, yes. Thank you so much for the question, Councilor Michael Garcia, Chairman Rivera. Actually, what we had said was that 2200 Kelvin lights were not and would not be approved through the process. That would be impossible to achieve. PNM wouldn't even have begun the process of getting them approved. They felt that they did not meet highway safety standards for lighting streets. And so 2200 Kelvin was out of the question, but the
Let me stop you
2700.
there, Director Wheeler, because that's not what PNM told us. PNM told us, it was Representative Aranda said, they're not on our approved list and we have to go through the process. They didn't speak against 2200 Kelvin lighting. They didn't have.
Thank you, Chairman. Councilor Garcia, yes.
There wasn't on their approved list, and they'd have to go through the extenuating process of getting it approved.
Councilor Garcia, if I can, I don't think Ms. Wheeler was due speaking or answering the question, so if we can let her do that, and then you can continue with your follow-up.
Sure.
Ms. Wheeler, if you can continue.
Yes, thank you so much, Chairman. I'm sorry if there was confusion, and I can see how there is, there was a lot of details that we talked about, because there's the fact that NMDOT will not accept the 3000 Kelvin lights on the main road, so we've deferred those. PNM could not accept 2200 Kelvin lights, so we couldn't work with that, but they were willing to work with 2700 Kelvin. Another group inside PNM that vets these designs is their risk management group, and their risk management group decided that really 2700 Kelvin was as low as they could go. They would not approve anything lower. And so there is sort of this like box that had a lot of angles on it to try to find the sweet spot in the middle. And really the design that the governing body selected really is this really sweet spot where we could get low Kelvin, low lumens, comfort lenses, extra shielding, and still meet PNM's criteria for a preferred acceptable alternative.
Okay.
Councilor Garcia, you still have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess I'm recalling the whole process completely differently. The directives given from NMDOT was that they were open to lower than 3000 Kelvin. The information from PNM was that they didn't have the equipment. They didn't speak for or against the 2200. And I think that's what I think the frustration that's being expressed to me from the community is that they were told one thing, there's justification, but that is not what we ultimately followed through here. I'm excited that we got as low Kelvin as possible, because when we started this process, I was, if not the only counselor, saying got to go 3,000 or lower. And ultimately we landed on that. We, again, I think we're being told one thing and actions are being different. And I think the community is frustrated with this process. And I think this is where ultimately I think we can do better in this. The product is great for the community. The benefits are going to be great, but when they're told one thing and our actions are different, I can definitely understand where their frustrations come into play. And I know that there's facts grounded in their frustration. With that, no other comments or questions, Mr. Chair.
Ms. Wheeler, would you like to respond?
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. No, thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, let's move on. We have nothing pulled from the consent agenda. So with that, no action items or discussion, no executive session. Matters from staff, Ms. Wheeler.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. No items from staff from Public Works.
All right, anything, Mr. Jones?
There's no items from Public Utilities, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Matters from the committee. See none. Matters from the chair. Again, just a matter of just the way we run our meetings. You know, if you ask a question, please allow for a response from staff and give them the courtesy to reply fully to the question that was answered. Let's just be mindful of that and be respectful of all of us, each other, as well as staff. So I appreciate that. With that, our next meeting is Monday, February 7th. Unless there's anything else, we are adjourned. Thank you.